Good afternoon, everybody. I'm camping, so it's going to be a little woodsy here in the area. Just so happened I'm working on a project that corresponds to a question on Facebook last night on how to put beads into your work. So this pattern here has beads. It's the Mills Hills Button and Beads Autumn Series Nutty Squirrel, and it is on perforated paper. So we are going to be doing this symbol right here. And on my bead thing, after I separate my beads, I put the symbol. And then I put the floss symbol that corresponds on the chart on my floss drop. So that way I don't have to do a whole lot of, searching when I'm trying to put my beads on. So when I do my beads, I use one of these large eye beading needles that jewelry makers use. I think you can see that. And the floss goes on easier than on those little tiny bead needles that come with the kit. Generally, I do a loop start, and you see here I already have one bead on because this is my third attempt at this video. So I'm going to do a tuck under today. Normally I do the loop start, but I'm doing a tuck under because I'm going to take these beads out when I'm done. Now, traditionally my top legs go in this direction and my bottom legs go in that direction, but I do my beads backwards. So I'm going to put my top lead, I'm going to put them in backwards and put my needle up. And now these beading needles are a little bit more trickier to work with because they like to catch on the floss. And we're going to go up on this hole here. And that's going in the same direction as my top stitch, not the bottom stitch. I'm going to do the bottom stitch direction second, so that way the beads all go in line with the top stitch, and that just gives it a little bit of a cleaner look. Alright, got my bead. So look how easy this goes on. There's my bead, there's my floss, and it's just so simple to go on. I like to push the bead all the way down to the project first. That helps to avoid tangling, and then we go down going in the same direction as our top traditional stitch is. Make sure we don't get any wrinkles, and you see the beads are both in line together. Okay, and then we're going to do our second piece of the stitch, which will be in the same direction as the bottom stitch. And then we're going to do like you do when you railroad. If you don't know what railroading is, there are a million videos on that on YouTube. I don't use the method, so therefore I don't have that video. But we take our floss, we separate it over the bead, and we make sure that the bead is between each piece of the floss. And then we take our needle and we railroad it down in between the two. And I like to hold the bead with my nail just so I know everything is together now. And then you see that? The beads are nice and together. And they're all going to face in the same direction, and that helps them to lay nicer, especially if you're working with densely pieced beads like this one here, where you want your beads to all face. This is my first piece I did like this, so it's not perfect, but that is what I developed over time. Alright, thank you all so much. If you have any questions, let me know and I will answer them for you.